Hello and welcome to the DFS_PhD show for today, the 2nd of December. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's going to win that money. I banked the $3 SE on the day after Thanksgiving, but any shows during Thanksgiving, I've just been having fun. Say the unofficial sponsor of the show is Casa Bonita because I really like my Christmas sweater. Susan, my wife got me. And so, yeah, I think that I wasn't paying that much attention, but in the chat, we had a couple guys who were pointing out McCormick's role in playing from a head game script, and they were right. So great job, guys. We built in rules the same way we're about to do on this show, so that's the method to the exact same madness. Now, do I wish that this had been in the main? Yes. Was it ever going to get there? Not with the volume I'm putting in there. Like I put in 5 or 6 lineups. This was my 900th rated out of 5,000. So do I really think I'm going to get there that often? No. I can be happy I made it to the $3 single entry, which is like my 41st lineup with my 900th. That's why you make sure you have rules where you get the rarer lineups, right? Because this was not duped in the $3 single entry. So that's why we'll do a whole step in this next, show that's why we have the deduping step where we eliminate the top 20% worst dupes even in my good set of lineups because I don't want to chop a bunch of ways. I want to win $1,000 when I win anything. I don't want to win like $222 or whatever. Okay. So on to today's rant. Might as well hop into it. Where is it? Starting here. Yeah, so after my Kimani Vidal stuff, which you can look past because honestly he was doing fine. He was getting the workload we were expecting. Man, his pass blocking is like visibly trash. So, I don't know how to do pass blocking, but I do know you don't do what that guy was doing. That was so bad. Like you just dive at people's feet. They weren't like rushing, and they'd be like, "Oh, okay, I guess I'm rushing the quarterback now that you're falling down at my feet at the line of scrimmage." It was very confusing. I don't like he can't have practiced it anyway. So the guys were right. The no ball guys were right on Kamani Vidal. The concerns are extremely concerning. Okay, so but today I'm going to be right. Very confident again. Boom, it's a new day. That's why this combination of narcissism and a bad memory. And thank you for joining me. That's why I do this show. It's because I've spent like 2.5 hours pinning down all this stuff, and why not share it with you guys? Like, I want to help you guys be better players. I wasn't a very good DFS player for like 3 years when I started playing, so that's why I have kind of how-to videos to become better. So you can check out I haven't talked about them in the wild, but the evergreen videos are a good way to figure out what you should do in a broader sense to become a better player. Okay, because I don't, a lot of stuff is in the background of just everyday talk. Um, so yeah, this is a disrespectful wide receiver room. To have Jerry Jeudy projected for 14, Elijah Moore for 11, and then nothing. They're saying there's not going to be a wide receiver 3. That Jamari Thrash is Jamari Trash. This is wrong to me. Like the way that these guys have been used this season, I don't have up snap counts, but even if you just look at targets, there's always been a wide receiver 3. A lot of weeks. Here's the third highest just wide receiver targets for the Cleveland Browns. 6, 6, 3, 1, 3, 1, 5, 8, 9, 8, 4. So I would prefer to be one of those 8 and 9 weeks, and then you get my point. Like there is what a 25% chance Jamari Thrash gets 8 targets in this game at 1K at 10% ownership in flex. For me, he's the play of the day. I'm playing a ton of Thrash. If he gets there, great. I'm also without rules for Cleveland because you can see they just got they're playing these guys. So you can do no rules for Cleveland because they're all out there. Nice. All right. Another this by the way, I just got my confirmation from SaberSim about the free month of Ultimate from winning another you know, another thing. Okay, cool. I'm not going to do their little spend up offer. That's not what we're doing this for. Okay. But yeah, so I was just telling you why I'm going to play both the 3 and the 4. The fourth wide receiver is going to play a bunch of snaps. In the past, he has not. In the past, because he wasn't the wide receiver 4, he was the wide receiver 5, right? So the wide receiver 5 for Cleveland not going to see any snaps. The wide receiver 4 is. So you cannot ignore Darden's possibility of a target in this game. Darden is the absolute stone minimum, is going to play 20% of snaps. and it's a wide receiver. He's out there going, oh, 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 ah, oh, 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 ah. He's looking for to catch ball. Like obviously, he's the fourth option. Tight end, fifth option. He's not a top option. They're really struggling in a game, and they're going four wide a lot. But what's the total on this game? That's the expectation for this game, right? I mean, number one, I it's a weird game. Yeah, they're supposed to be playing from about a touchdown disadvantage. Have I run the game sims? I have. Okay, just making sure I got everything set up over here for when we get here. But I'm not done with my canned rant. I got a canned rant for you as part of actually prepping the show. So let's see. We were finishing up our Thrash rant. Oh yeah, I projected him two different ways. So I projected him one from a change in the snap count, where I say let's say I give him 1.5 fantasy point expectation, and that he came in underneath every single week of those previous weeks where he was seeing 20% of the snaps. Then when we see a volume change based on the expectation from week 11 of snap counts, then you see an expectation of about 5.76 median fantasy points. And the other thing you can do is doing it from median targets from this list of third highest wide receiver. Third highest wide receiver, expect 5 targets on as a median. That is 3 catches based on a league-wide catch rate. His A dot last season, 11.1, so you can get 6.666. So I have two different about the same projections. Both are a little bit higher than what SaberSim gives him. So I gave him 6.3. Yeah, so that's a little bit more projection than I normally do, but I think it's a huge part of this slate. So Darden, we just have to ballpark it. So for me, I'm ballparking Darden at the 1.5 that I was ballparking in my head Thrash at for those earlier slates. So he's at the min. 1.5 is serious. That's one catch for 5 yards. Like if he catches the target that he could get, it's a huge thing. And you cannot like the ownership. By the way, this is a football and a basketball show. I will be talking about the NBA soon. I'm giving him a second, man. Like, what is this? Is 5 more updates? Come on, dude. Don't send me 5 more updates. You know what I mean? Like, this NBA slate, man. There's only 4 games. How is there so much news? It's only 4 games. All right. All right. Let me chill out. It's a long NBA. All right. I gotta get going. There's only like it's a long NBA show coming after this. All right. So here are my rules. I do have rules. Max one Cleveland RB. They're as game script as you get. You're not gonna find one game script where both of them pop off. It's either they're playing from behind and Ford is the guy out of the gun and he's getting a lot of checkdowns because he can't throw the ball and they need a little bit of yards on first down or whatever. Or they're playing from ahead and Chubb is pounding them. Those are the two options. Those are not the like in a game, it could go 70-30 either way. We don't know which way. You don't know which way. I don't know which way. I'm playing them both. They're both great captains and meh others, right? Because in the case they go off, they get an absurd amount of usage, way more than anybody expects, right? And in their median, their like average case is they aren't optimal. You know what I mean? Like because well, at least for Chubb, because his average case today or median is going to be not used, right? They're touchdown dogs. Chubb is not used in that game script. But as a captain, in the 22% chance of that they are playing from ahead, he's optimal. And like, so that's a little high. We go ahead and get that down to 15% chance they're playing the whole game from ahead and Chubb's pounding it down their throats. But you get my point. One way or another, these two guys at 1% for Ford and 2.7% for Chubb are incredible captain's choices today. Incredible captain's choices, given their relative chance of success. Because those are the two game scripts. There's no other game. Like they can't play from neither. They can't play even the whole time. They can't both score a touchdown at the same time. They have to either play from ahead or behind. I guess that's the game script, right? Where this fails is one touchdown, like they keep trading leads like it's basketball. It's not, that's football, man. This doesn't happen. Okay, so I love those plays. The other ones are just misprojections. So we also have on Denver's side, I think I have yeah, Sutton is projected too high relative to Vele. Broncos go 5 deep at receiver, so you need to leave all 5 of them. Well, you would need to leave all 5 of them in if that was a new thing, pricing wise, for any of the 5. However, all 5 of these guys have been the same 5 for 7 weeks, incredible length of time for the current NFL situation. So you don't need the bottom ones, right? The value is just not there on the Denver side because those guys are getting the exact same snaps from before. You can leave them in for a smidge, but they're not important. Like I did I say all this. I'm pretty sure I boosted almost all of them. Oh, right. I boosted Vele and Lil Jordan Humphrey. And Troy Franklin was just, yeah, they're just wrong. Like all of them were, did I added a rule? Right. Max 2 out of 5. So this is because they're all out there. All five guys are out there, but only a couple of them can catch the touchdowns. That's why I got the 2 out of 5. I don't think you get more than 2 out of 5 reaching value of the pass catchers. So that's yeah. Why is there five? I don't know. I don't get it either. But that's where we're at. So captain, who am I fading at captain? Obviously, I have unclicked Bo Nix. You should also unclick Bo Nix, unless you think he will be doing a rushing touchdown. In which case, keep him. How many rushing touchdowns? Up 0.27. 0.27 rushing touchdowns. Why is that almost exactly 27%? I hate that. I don't expect that. That seems like a lot. How many games has he played? How many rushing touchdowns does he have? Like, does this track? Maybe I missed him. Probably have. I'm not paying that much attention. Rushing, 1 touchdown. Lots of games, right? Like, not, is it just this many? Yeah, see all, right? Let's get his rushing. Okay, we got 4. Early in the season, he was doing it a bunch. All right, so he got 4 in like 12 weeks, 1/3 chance, yeah, 27. Yeah. All right, you can play Bo Nix captain if you want. I don't. He's not, it doesn't excite me. And we know historically, quarterback captain about 12% as a play. So I'm much more excited about the other side of that here than Bo Nix. That's for sure. Cortland Sutton is the best pass catcher, but just on the side of the team that's not going to be catching passes. Jameis Winston, that can't be a negative leverage play. Is that right? No, no, no. This isn't some other sorting. Yeah. We got to go back to negative leverage plays. I think that's what I was doing. Making sure I'm okay with them. That's what I was trying to do mentally. Bo Nix, Javonte Williams just massively overprojected his role. Are you kidding me? 19. Projecting him for 12 is nuts. He's getting 50% of snaps, projecting him for 10 or something. I could go even lower. That's how I feel about everybody on this list. Go even lower. Elijah Moore is just in the same role he's always been in. You got guys who are massively different roles in this offense. Can't anyway. So that's why I get to the guys I get to. Um, it should tell a story both from the top and the bottom of the leverage. That's why I do that. That's like a check on the sanity of the set that you have made. So I like that set. I'm fine with that. I will eventually commit it to the DraftKings. All right. Now on to the NBA slate. Thank you for sticking with me to the turn. Only one birdie yesterday. Speaking of the turn, I can't tell you. That is one of the more frustrating rounds I've ever played of golf. What's going on here? This is like second time I've come here. Do I have to re-click the button? Yeah. Oh wow. Are you gonna re-click the? This is just taking forever over here, man. I don't know what's going on. I'll read you my rules. I've been having trouble getting to the DK version today. I added a Risacher and Hunter rule. For the last 5 games, they have exactly split 48 minutes. They're both great. They're both really cheap, incredible point per minute guys. So whichever one of them gets 28 minutes is the smash of the slate. I don't know who it is. Play them both. I have the Boston Smash rule. I don't know what's going on in that game. It seems like everybody's trying to lose. By the way, let's double check. Let's see. Has anybody else been ruled out? It's been like 10 minutes. No. Okay. Nobody's been ruled out since Kevin Love was ruled out after being probable like an hour ago. Okay, great. So we're set. Now, this was big news for me. I don't know. So far, it doesn't seem like it's big news for everybody else. Dayron being active is big. Like I saw confirmed by when I Googled Dayron. Dayron. Yeah, I found this guy talking about Dayron probably going to make his season debut. No mentioning of Dayron Sharp on the injury report either. He'll make his season debut tonight. He has had some of his best games of his young career versus the Bulls as well. Thanks, Colin. You know, what else? What else do I want from a guy to follow him, right? This guy's giving me great information on a very important play of the day. I should at least follow this guy. All right. But anyway, so huge news for this slate. Huge news. He is a great point per minute guy. Like a great point per minute. All right, let's go back to the rant. I got some canned rant for you here as well. All right, 2 out of 5 rule. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I did all that stuff. Okay. So with Cam and Ben Simmons off the floor, blah, blah, blah. Yes, you get it. It's Schroeder season, blah, blah, blah. But then a bunch of other people got ruled out. So this became less relevant. Yeah, Mega Chalk Keon. We're gonna have to come back to this. Keon's usage with Cam Thomas and Ben Simmons off the floor, 0.7. So I don't know if we're gonna really be chalk Keon with like a surprising amount of value for this size of slate. I'm just gonna go to the weird unowned pieces that I think are much like are definitely better point per minute guys. Do you know Day'Ron Sharp? Are you familiar with this guy's game? He's like a 1.2, 1.3. He's an exciting player. It is fun to play Day'Ron Sharp. So that's why I'm saying like the possibility he comes back and gets 18 minutes tonight, nuts at the stone minimum. You kidding me? This guy could put up 27 fantasy points in 18 minutes. So like it's hard for me not to be just massively excited about the possible return of Day'Ron. Not have a heart attack here doing the show. Okay. Oh yeah. Also something I noted today. Point per minute, fantasy point per minute. Capella's doing way better than Okongwu. Okongwu is just getting more minutes. So keep an eye out. Like today, it's not relevant because like today they're going against a smaller team. Like I don't like the matchup for Capella. I was really working myself into a lather where I was gonna say let's do Capella, and no. Okongwu's getting the minutes today. He's getting 28 to 30 of them, and he's gonna do okay. 28, 30 fantasy points, depending on what site you're in. That's fine for like 40% of your lineups. But I don't know. So Bogdan's back, but that doesn't really affect Hunter. Everybody's going for the low end of his range after one bad game. But he's just the I looked up, yeah, Risacher and Hunter. So if Risacher has a great game, okay, that's bad for Hunter. That has happened one time, right? In the last 6 games, 5 games, whatever. You can look at it. It's literally the opposite of Risacher. Risacher, 2 for 7 from three, 1 for 3, 0 for 2. Those are the big Hunter games. If he goes 3 for 6, you're in trouble if you played Hunter. You know what I mean? So, because at the end of the game, they are generally closing with Hunter, but you'd consider doing something different, right? If you're a coach, Hunter's not a huge offensive threat. He's an incredible defensive player. I mean, Arisa Shea is not a bad defensive player. So basically, whichever one of these mediocre offensive player has it going is the guy you're closing with, right? Like we haven't seen it be Arisa Shea in a while, but it could be. He's 4K. He's in play. Yeah, so we have a Kevin Love component of the show that we don't have to do. Don't have to do the Kevin Love component of the show. All right. And then we have the Day'Ron show. All right. So now it's been a second. Oh, that's all the Saber Sim trying to give me money. Okay. Robert Williams ruled out. Nothing new, right? Just to make sure. One last check. It's gonna be nuts, and you'll have to be ready for that as well. Nurkic out a week. That'll be fun for later. All right. So now let's check it out. Ooh, look at this. It's gonna be a juicy slate. A lot of value out there. Am I going to be 100% Dennis Schroder? No. But 65% seems fair. At 7K, that's an absurdly low price for him today, even in a game where they get blown out. He could play 32 minutes, 30 minutes today, and be a great value. So play Schroder. He's getting 1.2 points per minute. I expect 36 points, even if he gets 30 minutes and a massive blowout doesn't come back in the fourth quarter. So great play. Jalen Johnson, same thing. Just no down. I mean, he's a little more expensive, so I will put him in a lower tier of dude just for that reason. Maybe 50% max, but really, really high floor. Love the way he's playing. You can see I've boosted him up at the top. My projections are all a little different because I want the rank order to be correct in addition to everything else. They give him Bam a little bit more. I don't know, man. I don't know. I did that one. Oh, they give him more minutes. Yeah, okay. I guess. 39. No, man, I don't know. I'm not giving Bam that those extra couple of minutes. I like him down here with Randall, kind of upside wise, and then yeah, Jalen Brown above him. So then you got that Schroeder kind of on a tier by himself, and then Trae Young, Vooch, and Ant-Man, Jalen Johnson, and LeBron. Those guys are all kind of like, yeah, okay. They could all get triple doubles, yeah, right? Like all of them. Vooch maybe not, but like Vooch and Trey get their different way, 20 and 20s, and like, yeah, 20 and 20s probably with assists, right? So those guys all have absurd upsides in different ways. Now, Jason Tatum is a little higher than that, and AD a little higher than that. Still, those are my top tier guys. And then you got like Herro, who, because of the whole what's going on in Miami today, what are they going to do? Just gonna play Tyler Herro, right? I mean, like, it's a close game too, right? And if it is okay, right. You play the percentage of Tyler Herro you think there is a close game today. Because he's definitely first guy bench. They're not going to just have fun Tyler Herro shoot a bunch. We're down by 30 days. Those are over. That's somebody else's time now, right? Him, Jay Rich last year was doing it. I don't know. I don't think they're still running out Jay Rich as the guy. I think it's going to be new guys, whatever. That might have been, was that this fall already? Maybe it will be Jay Rich. I don't know. I was thinking that was last year, but that might have been this year. Okay, let's check out where our exposure's at. Not sure. Oh yeah, my Conley minutes are still not quite right. You need a few extra. I'm giving him 32 and a half. They got him at 29 and a half. Keon Johnson, they're giving him a few too many minutes. And no, right, it was the usage, the point 0.7 usage. So I'm giving him point 0.7 usage. They're not quite there, I think, because so many people are out, but he's just not that good of a guy point per minute. And that's why with so much other, like when we look at the value right now, I got better value than him. I think Dayron's better. I think Jalen Smith, in the case of Vooch foul trouble, is better. Tyler Herro up at the top is better. Schroder is better. Conley is like close to considering. Jalen Johnson. You got Okongwu possibilities. Maybe Pele Larson gets extended a little bit. Oh, they got Jaquez going for more. I meant to be boosting Jaquez. Yeah, I'm sorry. So if the yes, Jaquez is a great plan. The issue for me is I don't know. We haven't seen enough from Miami this year. They haven't done this yet. These guys have not been out together. Cle WR, Kevin Love have not been out together, so we don't know what the plan is, right? Like Thomas Bryant, right? That's with Tom. Like in every case so far, it's been Thomas Bryant. However, a little bit more Jaime Jaquez. Um, let's see. Yes, life question. I have to answer. Okay, a little bit more BAM. That's the thing. I just don't want that much BAM. If y'all are playing 32% BAM today, that'll be y'all's thing. I don't get that. This is a game where you're probably gonna get blown out, and if they don't get blown out, it's not because of BAM. I mean, BAM has it's not a great matchup in there. Like I don't know, Cornette and Keita are capable, and Tillman's also there. From a defense standpoint, it's not that easy for him in there. It's they got big bodies that are kind of gross to play against. So I don't buy the BAM case here. I think yeah, 44 was based on when we went to the Heat. Yeah, here it is. Just take right. No, that's not it. Let's check out part of my rant. Yeah, here we go. Bam is only a 1.2 point per minute guy. He's not getting up there. Kevin Love was a 1.8 point per minute guy. Granted, 60 minutes probably went nuts in some, very small sample. But the nuts possibility is not as high. Like, I'm not giving him 40 minutes. If you give him 40 minutes, sure, you can get to whatever, 47 fantasy points for Bam. When was the last time he played 40 minutes in regulation? Bam Adebayo stats. Possibly I'm wrong. Okay, played 39 in the last game. He played 40 against the Pacers. Was that a regulation game? Got a lot of OT games, particularly in these low scoring teams. Yeah, Dallas was an OT game. That was his last 38-minute game. So, but we do have 40 like against Indiana, right? So like that's another big team, I guess. He played 39 and 40, but it's just pretty rare. This is 33 in regulation, 36. We got 39 in the last game against Toronto. Okay. So if it is super close and against a team that is really the same size, because this was Toronto the game before and it was a little bit of space and they didn't play him as much. So this was 39. Okay. 39, 39, 39. There's three in a row. It seems like a lot. It seems like a lot. I'm not really there, and my gut doesn't feel like getting there. So we're not going to backtrack, even though you probably heard that wasn't so strong of an argument. So feel free to backtrack on your Bam Adebayo hate at your leisure. It's possible he gets 39 minutes tonight. That I mean, I guess that's yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, fine, 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 fine. If he does get the minutes, that is the appropriate projection in the what 30%. I'll cover. I just don't. I gotta leave my gut something, so I'm gonna leave. I'll be a little bit light on Bam Adebayo, but got the brain involved. Got the brain involved, so I can't. Did I have Bam foul trouble? Because I don't want. I don't think I want both Bam and this weird. I'm allowing a Thomas Bryant play that it looks like I'm not getting to yet. But yeah, right, because he's only 5.33. He's not really that viable of a value. He's probably in DMP, right? I think Jaquez probably gets those minutes. So, I mean, small ball Jaquez yeah, against this Boston team, definitely fine. So, if this was against, I'm not sure that's why you heard me talking about Dayron. Let's go over there for a second. Why am I in love with Dayron? Because of Vooch. Vooch and Jalen Smith are huge people, big people. Like I know Vooch, we all know about Vooch. Jalen Smith's stats. How big is this guy? Oh, he's only 6'9". Well, he's an exact size match for um the 6'9" guy I was talking about, Dayron Sharp. So I think he is an exact match for Dayron Sharp. What's his name? Watford is like 10 pounds smaller and an inch smaller. So like it's substantive. I don't you I have taken down a little bit Watford and Jalen. Oh, right. There was one extra guy ruled out here that I didn't know. Let me check the rotation. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine guys. I still, yeah, I still am not sure if one of these other guys gets ruled out. Probably if Cam Johnson gets ruled out, then I'm bringing back in Watford and Jalen Wilson with force. But that I don't know. The for me, the way I would play this game, I would have a little bit more of Dayron and like easing him back, what, 15 minutes or something? 15 minutes of Dayron, kid's nasty, man. I mean, like it gets up to 18 minutes in a blowout, maybe. I don't know if you guys remember those games, but he wasn't 3K and he was still optimal. So I'm just saying, you gotta think about it. 6% Dayron. Yeah, okay. So the field is now aware of him as a possibility. Um, I think 32 is probably the best I can do right now. 5x the field. I'd like to be more aggressive. You know I would, but I also like to win money, so I don't be that aggressive. I gotta get going. Okay, so let's get over to FanDuel right quick. Do I have anything else to say here on the exposure? You're playing Mike Conley, you're playing Schroder, you're playing, yeah, these are all the guys I said. That's too much Giddy. Never more than 35% any of these Bulls guys, 30% for me of Giddy, all those other guys. Okay. All right. So, yes, need to go over to FanDuel right quick. Get out of here. Eat some lunch. Go pick up my kid. Number one, these is a short slate, but on DraftKings, I'm getting weird enough in other ways that I don't have to worry about salary. Those tricks that I was using and those weird guys I'm not using those on FanDuel. That's too cute. Don't get too cute on FanDuel. The minimum price is higher, and going from 3K to 3,500 really makes it dicey. And my favorite guy is 4,500. The guy who's just talking about Dayron, right? So Dayron's not even in play. So I don't have any of my fun guys to play on FanDuel. So a little dicier for me. Don't really know what I'm doing over here on FanDuel. Don't really have I mean, I guess I'm playing my Bulls guys. I'm playing Jaime Jaquez because I like that play. I'm playing Mike Conley because of the minutes thing. I'm playing Keon, even though, actually I need to make sure I lower that. He should be yeah, the minutes, the points per minute thing with Keon needs to be fixed on FanDuel as well. I forgot it was because of the point seven. I thought it was a minutes thing. But it's a point per minute concern with Keon, not a minutes thing. But he should be below guys like Conley and Jaquez and Randall. So that got to make sure about that. Okay, but yeah, okay, but he's still good. I mean, like I'm still covering the field on Keon, even when I lower him, right? He's still 6x is my median projection, even when I'm telling you, y'all are doing too much. You should only have, he's only a really great play. Yeah, that's important because you guys have him as the best play. You know what I mean? I don't think so. I don't think he's the best play. Now on FanDuel, that looks great for Watford. I'm not gonna undo that. I can't believe he's so cheap. What's going on in Brooklyn? Yeah. Watford is as cheap as Keon. And Watford is good at scoring points. And Keon is like, maybe he hits a few threes. You better hope he does. Dayron also good at points, but like I said, 4,500 completely out of play. That's Jalen Wilson. Like he's playing massive minutes, still might not get there. So, okay. That's what's going on with Brooklyn on this site. One of my biggest leverage plays? Vooch, Conley, Jaime Jaquez, Jalen Johnson, Keon Johnson. That's fun. Julius Randle. No, no, no. You know what's going on. I'm favoring Okongwu slightly over Capella. Yep. That's all intentional. Should be intentional for you too, even if you disagree with me. Make it intentional the other way. Jalen Brown. Yeah. Just don't think that I don't want him on a site where peripherals are the main thing. He can score 60 to 9 and kill me. That's fine. He does that like what, 5% of the time? Okay, I lose. Y'all are 32% Jalen Brown. You lose 27% of those. So y'all can have it. I mean, look at this. I'm covering 10%. You know what I mean? Like I was already okay. You get my point. I'm fine with being one of my biggest fades. Don't even have the Sumu in the player pool. Don't care. Too expensive for me in that weird timeshare where he's the fourth guard or whatever. Anthony, and now granted on this website, he's better because he gets steals and stuff. But on FanDuel. Okay. That's too much of a fade. Oh, Hauser. That's weird. I don't expect to get very much Hauser because on a FanDuel, I don't understand that play. So don't understand him being double digits at all. You need him to hit every three he takes because that's all he does for FanDuel purposes. Yep. And then I already, yeah, we went through the positives. So on that note, I'm going to say, hey, remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. And it's okay even if you win the $3 single entry instead of the big tournament. It'll be all right.